Get into some light content today. Let's talk about cancer. Actually, here's the real light content. I reversed my type 2 diabetes, going on a carnivore diet, lost over 50 pounds, reversed my hypertension, stopped my sleep apnea. I became a man that was willing to get up 5 days a week, go running and sprinting, lifting weights. I've become a better employer. I've become a better man, a husband, a better father. I became a better person. Is that light content? Toots it. You take that button and you toots it. I should say boop it, but I like toots it. I had an article sent to me last night about a woman who found out that she had brain cancer. She was having migraines, and then she started getting paralyzed, so she ended up going to the hospital, finding out that she had a stage 3 brain cancer. She was 20 weeks pregnant, and the doctors were like, we need to abort this baby so we can start chemotherapy immediately. And the woman in this story, I believe, is currently still alive. I believe the baby's about 1.5 years old. I'm reading this article and I'm just reminded of a dear friend of mine who was taken away from us way too early, 30 years old. That was part of a Bible study I was involved in and worked with me, lived in our house for a while. But she was in a similar situation where she found out she had cancer, and then also found out she was pregnant, and she was in the same situation when they said, you need to terminate this pregnancy and start chemo right now. And in this situation, she chose to keep the baby, who just turned 4, by the way. But, you know, her life was cut short at 30 years old. And I think of her often. And fortunately, she was one of the most, not flamboyant, but just expressive and most vocal Christians that I've ever met in my life. And almost in a too far way, but since I knew her before, her faith got real to her in a lot of ways. I knew why she was so fired up, you know. Jesus! Yeah. When I think of her now, I'm like, hey, you left this place way too early, but at least you're home. But why do I bring this up? Why do I tell this story? Because she fought for life. Thinking about her in that article and that story just reminded me how adamant these doctors were that she terminate this pregnancy. And I think about it, I'm like, I feel like that the thought of that just betrayed every instinct of a protective mother. And I know as a man, I'm not really allowed to talk about this stuff too much, but I see a lot of ones and zeros in the medical field. This chart says this says this, and we forget the humanity. We forget the fact that we're physiological beings, and we're not just numbers on a graph or a sheet. We're not things that you could just cast off or calculate. We're human beings that are made in the image of God, and love always protects. And in this instance, my friend, and her life was cut short. Well, her daughter's life is just beginning, and her widow, he is raising this beautiful girl that looks just like his wife. And you can still find joy in that. But again, I was finding the contrast with the medical field, where it's just take this pill, take this medication, and we're gonna try to save your life, but at what cost? The cost of the child's life, the cost of your toes, the cost of the life that you're living is actually less than, because instead of doing the hard work or working hard at something, your doctor conned you into or just told you to take this medication for the quick fix? Or am I giving the doctors way too hard of a time because a lot of patients don't want the advice. They won't take the advice. People are unwilling to do it for whatever reason. But if you have a reason not to do it, make sure it's a pretty damn good reason. Not to be crass, but make sure it's a pretty damn good reason. If you have a good reason why you shouldn't change your diet and eat good, nutritious food like beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, maybe a piece of broccoli every once in a while. If you have a good reason not to do it, then don't do it. But if you don't have a good reason, then do it. Get off the sugar. Get off those carbs. Save the toes. If you have a good reason just to sit on the couch and watch TV all day or YouTube, then do it. But if you don't have a good reason, get up. Go do something. Go do something. Get your body moving. Look at the trees. Look at the sun. It's shining into my face. Get out, live your life while you have it. And don't only live it, like thrive in it. Be a person that's life is getting better and changing. You know, maybe some things you can't change and things are going to be difficult, but you can be a more energetic person. Passion. You could be a more thankful person. You could be an inspiration to people no matter where you're at in your life. I wrestle with that all the time. It's like, maybe I wish I would have been more than 280 pounds. What if I was 380 pounds or 480 pounds when I started the carnivore diet? Aaron, you could be such a better inspiration to people right now. Well, I'm also thankful that I only made it to 280 pounds before I decided to do something. I did it. And I'm thankful for it. I mean, there's a lot of voices. You're not sure what to listen to. So I'm gonna give you the permission right now to listen to my voice. You, whoever you are, wherever you're at, you have no idea how much better your life could be in 90 days, 6 months, 1 year, or a year and a half like me, changing your diet, going on a carnivore style diet, a ketogenic diet. I would say ramp it up all the way into a carnivore diet and break those addictions if you're someone that really struggles with food. You have no idea how much better you can be. You don't know how much better your mind could be, your sleep could be. You don't know how much better of a person you will be for the people around you in your life that are living right now. I want to be a better person for the people that are living right now. One day this body of mine is going to disappear. I'm going to be dancing with my friend up there in heaven. We're going to be listening to some double pedal Jesus metal. We're going to drink some wine with Jesus, you know, because it's on the diet up there, and we're going to just have a good time. You listen to what I say, because you are worth it. You don't have to be a slave anymore. That slave woman and her child, you don't have to go. You don't have to go because you're free. You're free from those addictions. You're free from those struggles. Now, sure, they might pop up every once in a while, but you're gonna have to whack them like a whack-a-mole. Whack them down and say, no, I'm a dearly loved child of the King. He's provided all this for me, and I'm going to be thankful for it, and I'm going to do the best I can when it comes to my stewardship with it. I'm going to choose life. And again, this isn't like an abortion talk. You have your opinions on it. I have my opinions on it, but I think it is good to choose life in all options. I see no option not to choose life. And you and your loved ones are the ones that have to come up with those tough decisions in those moments. I have a story about, what was it, our 7th kid. So our 7th daughter decided that she did not want to be born facing the right direction. So we had a decision to make. The doctor came in and said, listen, the baby's getting stressed. She's under stress. So we have a couple options. One, we try to deliver this baby breech, and it's a greater risk for injury to the child, or we can do a C-section, but it was a greater risk for the mom. And I'm sitting there looking at my lovely wife that I don't want to lose, thinking about our lovely child that I wanted to meet and raise, kiss her on her forehead, tuck her in at night, sing her songs. And we just looked at each other and we're like, God, what do you say? And it was just like, love always protects. Love always protects. My wife's like, we're choosing the baby. God, we need your help. And I just think back, like, if I would have lost my wife that day, I would have been completely devastated. But I would have been so proud of her for choosing life. She needs a freaking medal. Yeah, that got heavy. Alright, so if I'm going to give one action step today, I want you to look in the mirror and say, I'm a dearly loved child of God. Today I'm going to choose life, however that looks. I'm going to get 1% better. I'm going to be a better person, a better friend. And I'm going to move forward with my health. And I'm excited to see where the future takes you. Let me know down in the comments how your life has changed if you've gone on a carnivore diet. If you have not, what are some things you're hoping to fix? Let's see if we can get you started on that journey. If you don't want to comment, here's the one thing you could do. You take that little like button down there and you toots it. Toots it? Yes. You know who you are. You know who you are that watches our videos. You toots it. You take that button and you toots it. I should say boop it, but I like toots it. That's so dumb. Just take that like button and boop it. But I want to call it toots it because people on the carnivore diets like to talk about poop. Unfortunately, they're not giant, massive ones because you're not eating all that fiber.
Poop, poop, poop.
I want to thank everyone that stuck around to watch this video. I'm thankful for you and I'm praying for you in advance that you can do the hard work, to get healthy, and to choose life in your life, however that looks. Kilby out.